The world has long revered Ozzy Osbourne as the Prince of Darkness, a rock legend whose wild persona, heavy metal legacy, and roller coaster life captivated fans for decades. But behind the fame, the music, and the madness, Ozzy's final days were far more tragic and complex than the public ever truly knew. Now, in a deeply emotional and revealing moment, the Osbourne family has spoken out, pulling back the curtain on the private pain that defined his final chapter. For years, fans were aware of Ozzy's declining health. His battle with Parkinson's disease, multiple surgeries, and chronic pain had been public knowledge. Yet, the full extent of his suffering and emotional struggles remained hidden, shrouded in carefully worded interviews and public appearances that masked the depth of his physical and mental deterioration. According to his family, particularly his wife Sharon and children Kelly and Jack, Ozzy's final days were a heartbreaking descent marked by isolation, confusion, and a haunting sense of mortality that even his dark humor couldn't deflect. In newly released interviews, the family revealed that Ozzy's condition in his final weeks had worsened significantly, with his mobility reduced to almost nothing, his voice weakened, and his mind clouded by medications and the progression of his illness. Sharon shared that watching the man she had loved for decades fade away piece by piece was a kind of pain you can't describe, and admitted there were moments when he no longer recognized familiar faces. Kelly described it as watching a lion in a cage, a once mighty figure now fragile and trapped inside a body that could no longer support his indomitable spirit. Ozzy, known for his rebellious energy and raw emotion, reportedly became quiet, withdrawn, and increasingly dependent on others for even the most basic needs, a transformation that was as painful for him as it was for his loved ones to witness. Perhaps most heartbreaking was the emotional toll it took on Ozzy himself. Though he rarely complained publicly, family members said he often confided in private about his fear of dying, his regret over time lost to addiction, and the worry that he hadn't left behind the legacy he hoped for. Despite having been inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame and hailed as a pioneer of heavy metal through his work with Black Sabbath and as a solo artist, Ozzy still battled insecurities, wondering whether he had truly made peace with the demons that followed him through most of his life. In the final moments, surrounded by close family, Ozzy reportedly found some semblance of peace, but it came only after immense emotional and physical suffering. The Osbourne family is now calling for greater awareness and understanding of Parkinson's disease, as well as the mental health toll that chronic illness takes on not just the patient but their loved ones. A foundation has been launched in Ozzy's name to support research, care, and education surrounding neurodegenerative diseases. As fans mourn the man who gave the world so much unforgettable music and unforgettable moments, they are also left with a sobering truth. Ozzy Osbourne's final days were not the stuff of rock and roll myth. They were deeply human, filled with vulnerability, heartbreak, and a desperate search for peace. The Prince of Darkness faced the end not with fire and fury, but with quiet pain and a family forever changed.